back, ladies and gentlemen. It's week 6 here for Catoosa football. We have a special one in store today as the Wagoner Bulldogs, led by Coach Dale Condit, come to town. They are 5-0, 2-0 in conference, and they are ready to play, and they got a lot of weapons on both sides of the ball. Dale Condit, a very legendary figure here in the high school sports world, got inducted into the Oklahoma High School Hall of Fame this year, so definitely a guy to look out for. And Coach Guerrero is going to have a lot in store today, but we got a good one in store, and we'll be back with kickoff right after this break.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Frank McNabb Field, and like I was talking about before we went to that break, Coach Dale Condit comes to town, a guy who just got inducted into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. Definitely a guy who knows how to win football games. And Kyle, I mean, we got a good one in store. What does Coach Guerrero need to do to outsmart this legendary coach this week?
Put a whole game together. That's been the story all year. This team is scrappy. They get after it for most of a game, and so looking to put a full game together this week.
Exactly, and both teams coming off a win last week. Wagoner went down to Oologah, won 55-14, and then of course Catoosa went down to Skiatook, got a 39-17 victory. 2 good wins, but both teams looking to keep those streaks alive. Wagoner 5-0, Catoosa 3-2, and of course Tanner Casey, you got to look out for Michael Blendowski, and of course QB1 Brogan O'Neill, a couple of big playmakers for this Indian offense. As you can see, there is a conference standings here for 4A, Class 4A Division III, Wagoner on top, and the Grove Ridge Runners, who beat Catoosa 2 weeks ago, 21-20 in that second place position. And then, of course, Cushing, another 4A powerhouse, been doing it for years, just like Wagoner. And then Catoosa right in the middle of that pack, right in the mix, Kyle.
Yeah, it's again, it's a thick conference. A lot of teams fighting for position right now, 6 weeks in. And this game, I mean, it's a huge game for Catoosa, and Wagner's going to try to keep rolling.
No doubt, a big game. I mean, if Catoosa can pull this one out, moving to 2-1, definitely set themselves apart from the rest of these teams in the conference, because Wagoner, they put up at least 35 points every week so far and haven't given up more than 17. So they are good on both sides of the ball, but Coach Guerrero usually gets his guys prepared each and every week, so I expect them to come out fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to put together a game, and the playmakers will make plays. It's just, can you weather the storm with a team like this, with this high octane on both sides of the ball, complementary football? It's can you weather the storm and make the right punches?
Exactly. And then we got our offensive starters coming in here, as we got Brogan O'Neill, who is QB1. Alongside him is Jace Richardson, who's going to play a little bit of that tailback position. And we also got Seth Charles, a wide receiver, out there on the outside. Boomer Lovins, that big boy tight end. And alongside him is Tanner Casey, the sure-handed receiver, who also plays safety for both sides of the ball. Then we got Michael Blendowski, the Swiss Army knife, going to do a little bit of everything. Kick, run, pass, catch. He'll do a little bit of everything tonight, will number 30. And, of course, the big boys, Timothy Taylor, Nate McGuire, Zach McGuire, J.R. Brown, and the rest of the trenches. We got a good one as Catoosa is coming out to the field. We are about ready to get underway here at Frank McNabb Field. Don't forget, you're listening here on Southern Sports Network. You can find us on your app store, Apple or Google. You can find us on Roku or YouTube or Facebook. So make sure to check us out. Tell your friends about us. It's the Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. Alongside me is Kyle Sullivan as both teams make their way onto the field. It looks like Catoosa won the coin toss, decided to defer to the second half. So they're going to kick off here and maybe get a quick 3-and-out or just a stop in general here to get things underway here at Frank McNabb.
Yeah, absolutely. And the defense has been a strength in the first half, and so makes sense why they would kick and make Wagoner do it first, get out on the field and see what this defense can do.
No doubt, Kyle. You said it. The defense has really stood out this year, and there's a couple of big names. Of course, Boomer Lovins, the Avon Robbins of the world, lead this Catoosa defense. But guys like Devin Johnson and a couple of the other big boys like Jose Rodriguez have definitely stepped up here as of late. As we are underway, and there's a little pooch kick to Wagoner. And number 10 is going to try and make his way to the outside. He has a little bit of a hole, jumps over the kicker, and gets dropped at the 50. Avon Goodland, the running back slash strong safety, with a good return for that Bulldog football team.
Yeah, they didn't even need the offense to come out to be explosive and trying to hurdle the kicker. And, yeah, they set up for great field position.
And I've always liked the pooch kick, but, I mean, when you're going against a squad like Wagoner, I mean, you've got to pin them as deep as you can. So with a guy like Blendowski, who we know can kick it pretty deep, I would open him up right there. And number 4 is going to start for the Wagoner Bulldogs as he looks deep. Cale Charbonneau looks for his guy, and he is open. Number 3, Matson Swanson, scores on the first play of the game. Wagoner comes out firing, and that's Coach Condit for you. I mean, he comes out ready to play, and he comes out ready to win right off the bat, Kyle.
Yeah, 30 seconds ago we were saying, can you get a stop? How are you going to come out? And as you can see here on the replay, man, it's just a straight post. I mean, he runs past the maybe the defender is looking for the wheel route out the back, but I mean, he just got behind him. Just a great route, great pass, touchdown.
Absolutely burned that Catoosa cornerback, and I believe that was Seth Charles who got burned. Don't expect a lot of that tonight, folks, as we're usually pretty good on that outside, even though a couple weeks ago against Grove that did burn us and eventually lose us the game as we had a 20-7 lead over Grove before eventually falling 21-20. Wagoner going for the PAT, makes it right through the middle. Didn't get much air under it, but was able to get it through the upright. That is going to make it 7-0 Bulldogs, and there's been just 15 seconds burned off that clock so far. We still got 11:45 left in the first, so hopefully this Catoosa offense can bounce back, maybe get some points back, and try and make this a shootout here at Frank McNabb. And of course, we're going to see a lot of running from this Catoosa offense. The guys like Blendowski, Devin Johnson, Jace Richardson, Boomer Lovins, plenty of ways to come at you. Do you think, Kyle, do you think we're going to see more of that ground game here, or do you think we're going to see more of a aired-out offense, kind of like we did last week?
Well, I think you'll try to establish the run because you have such a deep bullpen of runners, capable runners. However, if you get behind and you got to throw it, it could be rough. And so I think right now, I mean, it's only 15 seconds. 15 seconds off the clock. I think you still establish what has been your identity, and that's to get the run game going, sweeps, curl routes in the flats, high percentage throws, and just play your game. Play your game, and if you got to get into a shootout, we know that they've had that and been able to do that in some games. So they've competed in all kinds of different environments so far.
So Wagoner does their own version of the pooch kick, and Catoosa ends up fair catching that pooch kick. And the leading rusher here for this Indian offense is the quarterback, Brogan O'Neill, averaging about 58 yards per game. And then right behind him is the Swiss Army knife, Michael Blendowski, right at 52 yards per game. So look for one of those two guys to really try and make a difference here. So you see Catoosa in the black and pink. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so of course we feel for that cause and want to support it in every way we can. And of course it is 9/11 today. a day that will be remembered basically throughout history here in America, and we give all our thoughts and prayers out to those first responders and the people that may have lost their life or gotten injured on 9/11. As we get a first down here for the Indians, Rogan O'Neill looking outside early. We're talking about how we thought they might try and establish that run, but they're getting it out to Braxton Repschlager, the 6'3 junior, there on the first play of the game. First play of their offensive game.
Yeah, and they really gave him a lot of cushion, so it's like, okay, let's just see what you're going to do. It's playing a little bit of chess right here.
Rogan O'Neill lives for those 5 to 10 yard throws. He's made them all season. And if they back up, I think we could tear them apart. And that looks like it's going to be a false start. I think kind of that XZ back right behind that tackle may have jumped a little early. That's what it's going to be, 5 yards going the other way. Catoosa, there has been a problem for them this season. They have been a little jumpy, had a lot of laundry come their way, and it has hurt them in some games leading to this 3-2 record, which could easily be 4-1 if they end up beating Grove in that 21-20 battle.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had some self-destructive games, and let's see what they do here.
And Wagner's not a team you want to get behind the sticks on. So Rogan O'Neill tries to get outside, but number 32, Bryce Steele, the senior, 5'9", 175, makes the tackle in the backfield. Going to be third and about 18 here for Catoosa. Not off to a good start if you're an Indian fan.
I mean, what a last name for a linebacker, Steele.
There's a couple of them. Bryce Steele, Stylen McHenry, who I think is going to be, who I thought was going to be the quarterback tonight, but that ended up being Cale Charbonneau. Dropped a dime on the first play of the game for the Bulldogs. Rogan O'Neill going to motion out Blendowski. They try and get to number 12, Repschlager again. And a nice shoestring tackle there from number 9, Bo McFarland, another senior for this Bulldog defense. That's going to make it third down and around 14 here.
Play by number 9, Bo McFarland. Bring up third down and about 14 for the Indians at their own 36.
Rogan O'Neill going to have Michael Blendowski right next to him. Got a bunch set at the top of your screen. Looks like Repschlager, DeAndre Hamilton, and Blendowski's out there too. They're going to take a shot, and that's just a miscommunication. Repschlager broke in on a post, but O'Neill thought he was going to run that corner route, and that's not how Catoosa wanted to start, as they're going to have Michael Blendowski kick this one off and pray their defense can get one stop here.
Yeah, they've had some really good punts, so it should be able to flip the field position and have some good bounces of the punts this year. So hopefully they can pin them deeper than they started and make them do it a little bit on offense here.
Yep, do his best Ed Dixon impersonation, the Seahawks punter, who had to punt about 10 times last night against the 49ers. In that 36-24 loss, 49ers ended up winning Thursday Night Football. It's a nice punt there, pushes back Wagner to their own 39 as the Catoosa defense makes their way back onto the field. Avon Robbins, the leader of this defense, averaging about 10.5 tackles a game. You'll see him right in the middle of the field, number 20. And I kind of like these pink jerseys, Kyle. Kind of easy to tell the number. Usually we have a little bit of problem in the green jerseys, but this black and pink might work. Might need to pull these out more often.
Yeah, it definitely pops, and man, you know, the guys like new uniforms, like to look good, feel good, play good. Let's go.
So they play action, and number 4 didn't feel the pressure coming, and that's going to be a sack for Catoosa. Looked like number 58, Juan Rodriguez. Scratch that, it's number 57.
Yeah, and you'll see on the replay here, it's just kind of a stall, and he goes a little bit and then gets right inside. They try to double team Boomer, so he's a decoy there. They try to push him out, and great play there.
Wagner decides to put the ball on the ground this time, hands it off to number 16, Trenton Edwards. It's a nice gain, makes his third down manageable.
Brought down by number 10, Braxton Drake. They'll bring up third down at about 7 for the Bulldogs.
Wagner going with a 21 setup, going to motion number 10 again. And that's going to be, I think, a legal shift on the offense, going to move him back 5. See the quarterback a little frustrated after that one. Nope, going to be a basic false start. Still moving back 5. Going to be third about 12.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty remains. Third down.
Coach Condit for the Wagoner Bulldogs, as he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Last year, he set another record in Oklahoma, getting into the top 10 in most wins all time in Oklahoma high school football. So definitely a guy who knows how to play football and how to win football games. Been doing it for a long time. A good team tackling there from Catoosa, as it looked like he might shift his way for a first down, but they end up bringing down that receiver, stop him short, making it about 4th and 3.
It looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, and so they're confident with what they got, and they've been able to get chunk plays as long as they don't do something to get some laundry on the field.
If I scored
they're confident.
If I scored on the first play on a 50-yard bomb, I'd probably be a little confident too. See what Coach Condit cooks up here. They're going to hand to the running back again, and that hole was just big enough. Thought they might have stuffed it, but he wiggles his way for about 10. All he needed was 3, but he got 3 and some as they move this into Indian territory. Devin Johnson making the tackle, number 33. You'll see him in a little bit of running back tonight, but definitely see him on the defensive side of the ball as well, playing alongside Avon Robbins. Tried to do a quick pass out to the flat to number 16, who just ran for that 4th down for the first down. Wasn't able to make the catch, ended up bobbling that one like a...
playing a little hot potato.
Yes, exactly.
Man, those are dangerous. A little bit more air under Catoosa defender might have.
Exactly. Looked like he had a little bit of space. If he does end up making that catch, all he had to do was make one guy miss, and it was off to the races. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 tight end. They fake the QB power and end up throwing the slant on the other side. But, Kyle, I bet what we're going to see here is a illegal man downfield, because number 75 was about 5 yards down the field.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yep, and that's what we're going to get, illegal man downfield. For everyone that doesn't know this rule, the lineman on a pass can only go 2 yards outside of that offensive line trench area. So once he pushes past that 2-yard mark, they're going to call that more times than not, because it's hard to miss a big 6'3", 290-pound man running.
Yeah, you're not catching the ball.
No,
you're not catching
you ain't
the ball.
no tight end. Calm down, Kelsey. That's exactly what this Indian defense needed. Going to be 2nd and 15, pushes them back towards the 50 as they're on the Bulldog or the Indian 49. That's going to be a fumble. Oh, I thought that ball slipped out, but he was going forward, so they're going to get lucky, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. That would have been huge for the Indians if they could have came up with that one.
Yeah, that just straight slipped out of his hand, and luckily his arm was going forward.
Looked like the dude from the longest yard wanted to be quarterback. You know what I'm talking about? Popcorn fingers.
Yeah. First time tonight, they're behind the sticks, 3rd and 14, 15.
Yep, 3rd and long here. So they're going to drop back.
Coming.
Has a guy in the flat, and that's got to be a screen. I mean, that was a pick, and there comes the flag from deep. Dang, Kyle, I'm on point tonight. I'm seeing these penalties quick. That's going to be an illegal screen on the receiver there, as you saw him just light up that defender. So the guy ran on that short cross. Seth Charles getting in there trying to maybe catch a peep what those refs are saying. Which he might not know, but I think the rest of us know. I mean, you cannot hit a linebacker who's trying to cover someone unless it was within that 2-yard line like we were talking about with the illegal shift. But, of course, it was 3rd down and long anyway, so Catoosa is going to decline this one, and that's going to bring out the punt team for Wagoner. So after a 1-yard bomb for a touchdown, Kyle, Catoosa's defense comes out with kind of a chip on their shoulder, makes a big stop.
Yeah, and again, in that first play, he got behind him, and that was it, and now they're tightening up. This is the Catoosa defense we've been accustomed to seeing this season.
Exactly. Now we just need Brogan O'Neill and this Catoosa offense to kind of step up a little bit and make this Wagoner team kind of play from their heels a little bit. Good punt from the... Oh, my goodness. I hope that didn't hit a Catoosa player. You've got to be yelling, Peter, if you're that return man, and I think that's going to be Wagoner football. Yes, it is, and what a disastrous break for this Indian football team as the punt comes down and hits one of the blockers on the return team. You can see it on the top of your screen, the guy trying to make that block. I think it's number 3, DeAndre Hamilton. Ball comes right down and pops him right on the shoulder. And that makes it a live ball, folks. Wagoner gets the turnover off the punt.
That goes to the return guy. He's the one calling that and telling his guys, get away, get away, get away. I'm not getting it.
You've got to voice yourself in that situation. As Wagoner tries to run it down that B gap again, but this time they do close the gap. Only manage 2.
Man, you get them behind the sticks. They got to punt it away, and man, it's just like they got a long pass.
You do everything right. Just
do
one
everything
simple
right.
mistake. Yeah.
One thing can keep you on the field and keep your offense on the sideline.
This time they do QB power. Don't fake it. Number 4, Kate Charbonneau, who is 6 foot 215, a big-bodied quarterback, lower in the shoulder, trying to get every yard he can. Pushes it to 3rd and about 5.
Quarterback keeper by number 4, Kale Charbonneau. Brought down by number 20, Aiden Robbins for the Indians.
Got a big Big 12 battle tonight as Utah goes to Arizona State to face off. Should be a good one there. 2 power-heavy team or power-run-heavy teams. Should be a old school matchup, and that's a botched handoff, and I think Aiden Robbins just shot the gap and blew that one up.
Perfect timing. They bout-handed it off to him.
I know he almost took it to the other way. Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that was perfectly timed, and, man, a little bit more grip strength, and he would have been still running to the end zone.
And it looked like the running back just didn't take the ball. I think he thought it was going to be more of a QB power, QB read type situation. And that held it up just enough for Aiden Robbins to go break that one up. So instead of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 9 here, and another chance for a Catoosa stop. 4th and 9. Sorry about that. Plenty of time in the pocket. Finds number 26 with the 10-yard hitch. That is going to move the chains, make this 1st and goal for Wagoner.
Yeah, he sat right in his zone and got it just an easy high percentage pass and crashed down on it, but need to close the zone a little bit.
Went manned up right there, did Catoosa, and a good play call by Coach Condon as he did that 10-yard hitch. One of his main men, number 26, Anthony Coleman, the senior halfback, but right there he's playing wide receiver, so we'll see if they kind of mix and match him. And number 16, looking like he exploded out of a cannon, walks that one in to the end zone. Trenton Edwards with about the 3-yard run pushes this one 13-0. Bulldogs on top. It's bad break after bad break there, Kyle. I mean, it seemed like Catoosa did everything right, did what they needed to do to get off the field, and then Wagoner bounces back with play after play.
Yeah, special teams, the 3 phases of the game.
Exactly.
And, so again, even though the score is 13 going on, likely 14-0, Catoosa is on defense. They're holding, but we're going to need some offensive production here and get these boys settled down and do what they do.
Need to at least get a couple or put a couple first downs together because you need to get this defense a little bit of rest here. If you keep throwing them out there 3 and out after 3 and out, it is going to be a long night here in Catoosa at Hard Rock Stadium. We will find out. Coach Guerrero, I'm sure, has some tricks up his sleeve. Last week in Skiatook, they had a couple late fourth-quarter touchdowns to push it to a 39-17 victory, push their record to 3-2 and 1-1 in conference.
With approved credit, some restrictions apply. TCCU, Federal Credit Union, life is better. In balance.
Skiatook is at Miami this week as Miami has taken a 7-0 lead over Skiatook. It's still the first quarter. Oologah at Cushing. My goodness, what a game that is. So in the first quarter, still 0-0.
Paragraph Disaster Restoration, RCB Bank, and Sherwood Construction. Hit it up for the Bulldogs, number 23, Rhett Butler.
Wagoner ready to kick off here. Number 23, Rhett Butler, the sophomore, is going to be your kicker for this Bulldog team. So he does another little pooch kick. This one more to the middle of the field. Once again, the Catoosa special teams man just puts a hand up, fair catches that one, doesn't take any chances.
Yeah, they've watched their film. They don't want to give any of the Catoosa return guys any chance. So it's definitely a strategy here. And as their defense is playing, they don't mind giving it to them on the 30-35 if they're not going to move the ball.
Without inconsistent, this offense has been definitely. Coach Conant definitely showing why he got inducted into that Hall of Fame this year. Coming in very strategized with a very good game plan. Brogan O'Neill under center heel. Michael Bendowski going to be right beside him. Looks like Avon Robbins playing that fullback tight end position. They try and do a wide receiver jet screen, but it goes nowhere. Would have been the third touch here for Braxton Repschlager, getting him involved early, Kyle.
Yeah, and that's good because he's definitely got the body, got the size, got the speed for it, and they found a way to get him involved so far. Just got to get it past the line of scrimmage.
Yep, just got to get him out in open space. Seth Charles, Braxton Repschlager. It looks like Michael Bendowski playing those 3 receiver spots right now. This time they go outside, a little 5-yard out. Looks like they found number 27, J.R. Brown, sophomore. Haven't heard that name too many times this season. A new face getting in on the action here in week 6. Third down and around 6 here. Wouldn't think it was 4-down territory, but you never know. And another miscommunication. I think Seth Charles was supposed to run more of a 5-yard out, but instead ran that corner. That communication is going to bring the punt team onto the field, Kyle. Another 3 and out for this Indian offense.
Yeah, and this is what we've seen some of the games, the inconsistency, getting a hole, and but this team they fight. They can claw back in. Got the playmakers. Just got to get O'Neill to settle and get over here on the whiteboard and see what it is.
Almost a bad snap. Bendowski ends up getting it, jumping for it and getting it. As that one is punted out of bounds. I believe that's going to be marked at around the 33-yard line. You're listening here to Southern Sports Network. Catoosa facing off against Wagoner. Carter Randolph is Kyle Sullivan. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Michael Bendowski goes out of bounds at the Bulldogs.
We'll get to those breaks here in a second. It looks like they're wanting to play some football here tonight. Not taking much time off in between plays or in between switch possessions. Wagner's offense already out in the field. Catoosa ready to match him. They try and get it outside to number 2, Decadent Ford. And he almost had a hole there. Good job by that Catoosa defender to split him up, trip him up. 33, Devin Johnson, a guy we talked about pregame. He has been making a name for himself. Devin Johnson, a sophomore on this Catoosa team, so we got a little bit of time with him. We'll see him next year and the year after. Seeing this development early is always a good sign. Second down and 5 here. A lot of motion. Stylen McHenry getting the ball. That's the backup quarterback, folks. Look for a receiver, and he has a guy deep. But luckily, Boomer Lovin sniffed that one out. Ended up putting enough pressure on him, not giving that 6'4" quarterback enough room to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, it was a good play call, but good thing Boomer's watched his film and saw that could be an option and stayed with him instead of crashing down.
I don't know if Coach Condit thought that one through, Kyle. I mean, how do you sneak in a 6'4" guy? You know what I mean? I mean, if I would have saw that guy, I'd be like, I mean, hasn't this receiver, wouldn't he have been out here the whole time? You know what I mean? As number 1 jogs off the field. Going to have to get another chance if he wants to make some action. Number 4 has the pressure, has a man deep, puts it in the bucket. As he finds number 3, Matson Swatson, the senior. The nice catch downfield completely switches the tide. As it was 3rd down, but now it's going to be a 1st down in Indian territory.
Yeah, that was an incredible throw. And, again, the defensive line getting pressure. He throws it off his back foot right in the breadbasket.
Perfect throw there by Charbonneau, and he has been on point here so far in this first quarter. So as the Bulldogs almost get the Indians to jump offside, no laundry found yet. They hand off to number 16 again. This time he's met almost immediately. Number 70, Tranel Love. with the nice tackle for loss. Going to make this around 2nd and 15.
By number 70,
Trano Love, a junior on this football team. Sometimes kind of disappears, but when you need him, man, he is always there trying to make a big play. So he basically goes untouched into the backfield and just puts a whipping on that running back. This time they go back to the running back out in the flat, and man, is he quick. As he accelerates very fast and gets upfield. Makes his third very manageable.
Yeah, once he planted, he was able to just speed up really quick. But again, good bend don't break. But we got to get this defense off the field.
Yes,
Start getting tired real quick.
It's a good play call there. We saw Catoosa's defense kind of drop back, 6 men kind of playing back, going to try and tackle in front of him. Number 16, you can see why he's on the field. I mean, he exploded after he caught the ball, and it seems like another miscommunication. I think that was supposed to be a jet sweep. The quarterback kind of called HUD at a bad time. The receiver was already by him, so he had to take it himself. So I hope we can get another replay for that one.
Yeah, it almost looked like number 2 was almost too fast for the snap. Just timing just a bit off. They about ran into each other. But
yeah, I got pretty lucky with that one, honestly. I mean, if he calls that a split second sooner, that probably bounces off that dude's thigh.
Yep. You got 4th and 1 here, and again, Wagoner feeling real confident. Looks like they're may just be trying to call them offsides and may have a little tush push here.
Lowest man wins in this one. Instead, Coach Condit wants to talk it over, and I think now we'll get to some of those breaks. As Coach Guerrero and Coach Condit talk to their respective sides. This is Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. This is Kyle Sullivan. We'll be back with more action right after this.
Southern Football Friday Night is brought to you in part by Hidden Gem Self-Storage and Parking, located at 950 North 157th Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Check them out online at hiddengemselfstorage.org or call them at 918-760-7790.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment in Claremore to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our...
Find TNG Power Equipment in Claremore, Oklahoma at numbers 918-923-6712. You're in need of some sort of lawnmower, some sort of power equipment need. As Wagoner goes for it on 4th, and they do push the pile. All they needed was 1, and I think they got 1 and some. That pushes them to the Catoosa 27. Catoosa 28. Number 16 gets it on the outside. There's a piece of laundry, so this one's coming back. Got to think that's a hold just by who threw the flag.
Yep, and that's what he shows, a hold that's going to push him back and get the retry first down.
Once again, Catoosa able to find Wagoner's offense behind the chains. And it looks like Wagoner does have a good place kicker, so I think they could potentially go for a field goal if necessary. That's a good sign for Catoosa's defense. Still have life, still have a chance to put their offense back on the field. 56.6 seconds left in this first quarter. Saw our first touchdown within the first 15 seconds of this one. So I expect a lot more points scored here at Frank McNabb Field tonight. So we'll see Wagoner go from Catoosa's 39 as they do a reverse. Number 9 going to try and get to the outside, and a nice tackle. Nice job by Trano Love, able to trip up number 9, Bo McFarland. It looked like that one was going to be about a 10-yard gain. Instead, he gets his managers to get about 4. And I do like the play call by Wagoner. The way number 16's been running the ball, I'm surprised any Catoosa player stayed on the other side of the field. McFarland really had nowhere to go. Trano Love broke that up basically from the get-go. Still second and long here. They find number 2 on the short cross, and he cuts it back inside. Still think he's going to be about 1 yard short of that first down. That was the same play they ran and got called on the pick, and I think they did the same exact thing, except this time they get away with it and get a nice about 15-yard gain from it. So we're going to see another timeout. And Kyle, let me talk Saturday with you. Who you got in this Red River rivalry? You're kind of a neutral zone since you're from Louisiana and LSU guy.
Yeah, definitely. I think Texas is going to be just too much for OU. However, in any rivalry game, you throw the record out of the window,
No doubt.
And so I think but I just think Texas is too powerful, and I think they'll take it.
No doubt. That's Kyle Sullivan on the mic, and you heard it here first. He's going Texas, but I think you're exactly right. This is the Red River rivalry. So, I mean, both these teams have been playing close ball games for a long time now. I believe Texas leads it 63 to about 51, somewhere in there. So they have about a 12-13 game win in the series, but I think 14.5 spread is a little too much here for this rivalry.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little too much to overcome, and OU, much like Catoosa, hadn't really put together a full game. They had to bench the quarterback and got the freshman in. He's lightning in a bottle if he can be consistent.
No doubt. And, of course, I believe LSU's playing Ole Miss this week, right? They got themselves a matchup down in the Bayou.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I think that one's sneaky. Ole Miss coming off kind of an inconsistent game and, got beat by Kentucky. And so I think they're going to look for a bounce back. And, I think LSU will be on the ropes.
I think LSU's going to be in for a good one. That Nussmeier, I mean, he's looking like a Heisman candidate himself. But, of course, Jackson Dart been the Heisman candidate since the start of the season. So we're back to more Catoosa football. Wagner's Cade Charbonneau looks to get it to the outside, pushes for about 5. So it's going to be 4th and about 5 here. Doesn't look like any field goal kickers coming out. I think Coach Condit's going for this one.
Yeah, I think so. And, you can't blame him because of how they've moved the football so far. They say, hey, you know what? We'll pin them deep if we miss it. If we get it, we'll keep rolling.
Exactly. 4 receivers out, kind of in a tight set. And they're looking for 16 again. He goes on the wheel, and he's wide open. Another touchdown here for the Bulldogs. It's going to be 20-0 with 11:15 left in the second. Just a good play call. Coach Condit knew Coach Guerrero was going to try and bring some pressure early on. So what does he do? He just has his halfback just flare out the backfield and just start running up seam and making it a race. And, of course, the way we've seen number 16 and 9, not many people catching up with that guy. Yep, fades out to that left side and then just starts sprinting up the sideline, seeing who can get there first. And right now we've got ugly pretty quick as it's 20-0, and we just got started here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Carter, we're going to have to put some help over the top. If our second defense isn't being able to cover man, we're going to need to put some help over the top so they don't just do wheel routes and post all night long.
Exactly. I mean, of course, you'd love to blitz 6 all the time, but sometimes you can only get away with 5, and you need kind of that safety blanket, that Buddha Baker sitting over the top, trying to be your last line of defense.
And it's time for all of us to come together as a community to show our support for those affected by this disease. Breast cancer touches the lives of many. Our mothers, sisters, daughters, friends.
Speaking of Saturday, what do you Oregon and Ohio State?
Yes, that's another one, man.
This Saturday is 11 to nighttime. It's gonna be.
And then Sunday, man, I was watching football from 8:45 to about 12 at night. I mean, it's gonna be 2 long days, Saturday, Sunday. But Ohio State, Oregon, gosh, I mean, kind of a tough call. But the way everything I've heard about Ohio State, I mean, those really tight hit, those Ohio State purists say this is the best team they've had in about 50 years. So I don't know. I think Ohio State probably goes undefeated, but I bet we see them get a loss in the playoffs, whoever they end up with.
Yeah.
But this week, yeah, Ohio State over Oregon for sure. Dylan Gabriel got a lot of offensive weapons, though, there for the Ducks. Catoosa tries to get to the outside, makes a couple guys miss. And, man, number 1 does a little bit of everything for this team. That's the backup quarterback who went in on a trick play earlier. And then, of course, he's on kickoff here for this Bulldog team as well.
Brought down by number 1, Stylen McHenry for the...
Looks like he's going to stay out for some defense right now, too, playing a little safety or maybe a little linebacker action. Number 1, a freshman. No, scratch that, junior for this Bulldog team. Brogan O'Neill trying to do QB power type play, but gets wrapped up by about 3 white jerseys. Goes absolutely nowhere.
Keeper by number 5, Brogan O'Neill for the Indians. Brought down for a loss on play by number 42.
Once again, Catoosa's behind the chains, which is just a method for failure right now. We have got to find a way to inch our way. Our first and second downs have got to be positive if we want to stay in this game. O'Neill drops back, gets rid of it quick, and number 9 jumps the route, and he might take that one all the way. Yes, he is. Going to be a pick 6. And back-to-back touchdowns in under a minute. Give this Wagoner football team a 27-0 lead. And this Catoosa sideline, this Catoosa team is shell-shocked, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. It has not been it's not been great here, and you're going to see on the replay he's looking the receiver down, and it just allows for that route. He lets him go because he has help over the top. He's able to sit in that zone, make the catch, pick 6, and yeah, it's a tough deal there.
So Wagner's going for 2, taking a little bit out of the Catoosa playbook, which I guess in this case would be the Wagner playbook for Coach Guerrero, being kind of a newer coach. Swinging gate, Stylen McHenry takes it, throws it to the outside, and with about 6 lead blockers, they find the 2-point conversion good. 29-0, 10-24 left in this one.
Yeah, if I'm the coaching staff right now, it is you got to get your players to stay locked in here. It's not, the game is far from over. You've shown that you can fight back, but you got to get some production on offense. And all things considered, the defense is playing well. They're just getting tired. They've been on the field so much in this first half, and we're just under the 11-minute mark in the second quarter.
Exactly right, Kyle. One play at a time. They can definitely fight their way back into this one. They need both sides to come together and kind of work together here, because they need points and stops. This time, Wagner kicks it deep. No more pooch kicks. Tanner Casey's going to take this one. Looking to go to the right. Has a lead blocker in front of him. I said Tanner Casey. That was Blindowski on that return, getting his team back to the 25.
Brought down by number 25, Jaden Smith for the Bulldogs. Indians have the ball first down and 10 from their own 24.
Here comes this Indian offense. Pick 6 last time out. Just kind of eyeballed his receiver, did Brogan O'Neill. And that linebacker drifted right into the throwing zone and walked it back for a pick 6, making it 27-0. Looks like it's going to be a false start here. Yep, false start on this Indian offense. Going to push him back. I believe that was on number 51. Jackson Rainwater, the freshman. Scratch that, number 61, Timothy Taylor, the sophomore.
This is not how you want to start this drive, as you're looking to find something to get your team going again.
There's no rhythm to this offense right now. As there we go. They find the quick hitch. So that was to number 33, Devin Johnson. That pushes them to about the 28. Going to make this second around 6.
And I think that's more of what needs to happen. Those high percentage throws into space. Let your playmakers make a play.
No doubt, spread them out, see if they can stick through playmakers, because, I mean, they got plenty of weapons on the outside with DeAndre Hamilton, who they were just looking for. Tried to find him on a corner. O'Neill ended up throwing it out of bounds. Yeah, Tanner Casey, sure hands. DeAndre Hamilton is fast. And, of course, Braxton Repschlager, 6'3", fast and pretty tough for a junior. So we see that Reality Mart USA split screen. We get a zoom in on QB1, Brogan O'Neill. As he looks and tries to break down this Wagoner defense. Going deep again. He has a step on him and goes right through his fingers. Tanner Casey, usually a pretty sure-handed receiver, drops it right through his hands. That'll bring on the punt unit.
Yeah, and this is it almost looks like Wagner running offense, but he gets behind him. It's a good throw, and I think he was looking for the end zone before he secured the catch. He had a step on him, and man, just went right through his hands.
Did his best DK Metcalf impression from last night. Really gave me a crappy night in fantasy, did DK. But yeah, Tanner Casey makes that catch 9 times out of 10. And I know he's going to want that one back all game. Instead, Michael Blendowski gets ready to punt. Catoosa only had 10 men on the field. Had to get Logan Hargrove to come out late. I heard the whistle. Don't know if it was a timeout or a penalty. I believe it's going to be a penalty. Yep, delay a game on Catoosa. Only having 10 men, and it did end up hurting him, so it pushes him back 5. Mendowski, who I would say is a good high school kicker / punter, has been a little off here as of late. His punts have been kind of getting shanked or pulled. Really can't find that middle ground. As I say that, and he boots one right towards the logo. Just gets a crappy bounce. So it would have been probably to the other 40. Instead takes a back turn and goes to our 40. Wagner's going to get great starting field position. So we got 9:35 left in this one, 29-0. This one getting out of hand a little early here, Frank McNabb. Looks like a new running back's going to come in for this Wagoner offense. Haven't seen him besides QB1 Charbonneau. Charbonneau trying to get rid of it, and that one comes out, still loose. And I don't know if his arm was coming forward. I think that's a fumble, but instead they're going to say incomplete pass. Wagoner lives to fight another day. So we take another look at that one. Kyle, tell me what you see. Was that arm coming forward?
Yeah, I think it might be, but we're going to see right here. And gets behind him. He doesn't feel the pressure collapsing, and yep, his hand is going forward. Man, it
was the ball in his hand, though.
Could have been disastrous for him.
Very 50-50. This time, Wagoner just decides to hand it off, and that was the right play call. It's number 21. We untouched for about 15 yards. Tayshawn Williams, the senior, with the carry.
Brought down by number 33, Devin Johnson for the Indians. Bulldogs will have the ball first down and 10 from the Indians, 23.
Wagoner going with 3 receivers at the top of your screen. No 2 receivers with the tight end. So another miscommunication. No, I think Keith Charbonneau faked the QB power and tried to find that slant again. They ended up throwing it behind number 3, Mattson Swatson.
Yeah, about 6 inches higher, and he would have been right on target, but had to dip down a little bit lower than he could to get that ball.
Yeah, and Charbonneau didn't have his feet set there. Kind of threw with happy feet. I think kind of killed all the power behind that one. As they motion out number 21, and that probably would have been a walk-in because, I mean, there was a blocker out in front and one defender who had a chance of stopping that one. So I think Catoosa is going to take a timeout. We're going to take another quick break. You're listening to Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. It's Kyle Sullivan. We'll be back with more action right after this.
Our website today.
Southern Football Friday Night is brought to you in part by Hidden Gem Self-Storage and Parking. located at 950 North 157th Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Check them out online at hiddengemselfstorage.org or call them at 918-760-7790.
Make fall all about enjoying.
Back with the action. Wagoner has the ball, 2nd and 10 on Catoosa's 25. Charbonneau finds his receiver, number 3, on the outside. It's a nice 15-yard gain, pushes to right about at the 11. Number 3, Matson Swanson on the catch.
Brought down by number 34, JC.
Yeah, again, and this is what you start to see if you've had the deep balls that they've had. They're playing back to try to defend that, and then they can come right underneath. And so it's a bit of a catch-22 here, and we'll see what Wagoner does as they continue the drive on about the 11-yard line.
And it's Tayshawn Williams once again, but this time he's met in the backfield. I think that was Boomer Lovins, big-time playmaker for that Indian defense. Comes up with a nice tackle for loss, and it was very well needed.
That'll bring up 2nd down at about 12 for the Bulldogs at the Indian 14.
Yeah, saw that hole, saw a little bit of daylight, but then Boomer Lovins closed on it quick. That ended up being a 3-yard loss. Going to be 2nd and 13. Two tight ends here for Wagoner. So they do a play action, and I thought we were going to see a piece of laundry. Devin Johnson was definitely grabbing the jersey. That's going to be 5 yards and a free first down. Note they do call pass interference, so I believe that's going to be half the distance to the goal and automatic first down.
Yeah, probably put them about the 7-yard line.
I was thinking the exact thing, 6 or 7-yard line. For some reason, I think they're going to keep him at 2nd down. I thought that pushed it to an automatic first on pass interferences. But instead, it's going to be 2nd and around 6. Doesn't matter. Hole was as wide as the Red Sea, but did he have the ball when he crossed it? Yes, he did. They're still holding up the touchdown sign. That's going to make it 35-0. Still 7:50 left in the 2nd quarter. This one got out of hand, and it got out of hand fast.
It's a good RPO here, and they just hole opened up, and he didn't drop that. It was the defender pulled it out, but he had already crossed the goal line there.
Yeah, Wagoner's definitely winning the battle in the trenches, which is kind of setting a statement here so far in this one. So Wagoner's basically been able to do what they want at will. Got a pick 6, got a couple long runs, couple long passes. So far, they got 36 points to show for it. 7:50 left in this one. We'll be right back after this quick break. We are back here at Frank McNabb here in Catoosa, Oklahoma. Wagoner 5-0, Catoosa 3-2, and Wagoner got off to a quick start here at Frank McNabb as they have pushed this lead to 36 points, 36 zip to be exact. And I think the win might be out of the question in this one. Still a lot of time, but you just want to see some heart and some grit from this Indian team. So they still have plenty of time to fight and make a couple big statements here in week 6. But it looks like we're going to have to re-kick. Looks like it's going to be an offside on the kicking team. Going to push them back around 5 yards. See if Catoosa can make the most of this, get some good starting field position.
Yeah, in a game like this is where you really it's tough to keep your team engaged. And, the coach is doing a great job, I'm sure, on the sideline. Hey, stay in it, do what we can. And, again, we still have a whole half left. And this Catoosa team has been fighters all season long. And so as they kick off here, they're going to be looking to do something. And they do get the ball at half. So if they can put something together.
Tanner Casey looks to get to the outside. Has some room. One man to beat. He can't beat him, but he does get the Indians down to the 50-yard line. Good return there from number 11. So he just throws a Hail Mary back onto the field, almost popped the ref. So you're going to see that one again. Starts down the middle, then cuts it outright. And too many white jerseys running up the middle. Left the outside open. And might have got away with the hold there on number 1. But instead, Catoosa is going to get the ball around the 46-yard line. If you're in need of a sports podcast, make sure to check out Straight Off the Bench, located on Spotify. We drop an episode every Wednesday. Just dropped 43 2 days ago. Make sure to check it out. Straight Off the Bench, located on Spotify. And whoa, as we see number 12 grab the quarterback after the whistle and still throw him down. And it's going to be a false start on Catoosa, but man, I think you got to call that one. I mean, with all the emphasis on QB protection.
Dead ball foul, legal procedure against the Indians. And a 5-yard penalty remaining. First down.
Yeah, that's you can't do that in today's game.
No, this is 2024, Kyle. Come on, give it the program. Back when we were playing, we could do that.
I
I had the most personal flags on my team, both junior and senior year, so I definitely understand that. But
absolutely, that's number 12.
Game.
Yeah, it's a different game, and number 12 for Wagoner is lucky he didn't give him an automatic first down here.
Give this Catoosa team life as Blendowski tries to find room, but number 12 does it again. It's Alex Shieldknight. And Alex Shieldknight, a guy who has been getting looked at by Oklahoma, so definitely a playmaker for this Wagoner team. Number 12 can do it both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So you can tell he has a major size difference. He's an OU commit, not just getting looked at by OU. He is committed to OU, so you'll be seeing him in the crimson and cream here before too long, which I feel like I just have to add this Go Pokes out there to everyone. Cowboys for life, even though I might have to burn every jersey I got after this season, but cross that bridge when we get there.
It's 3rd and long here, and this play call will show a lot of...
Same story, different day, Kyle. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen a 3rd and long here in this first half as we get to that 6:30 mark. And we'll see if Coach Guerrero and Brogan O'Neill can cook something up, try and push these chains.
Looks like Catoosa is taking a timeout. They did not like what the defense set up for them and going to get the right play on this 3rd and long.
Did you see Coach Guerrero right there, Kyle? Did it look like he had a cast on?
It does look like he has a cast on.
I saw the pink, so I figured maybe he was just giving, back to the cause, but that looked like a cast. Maybe at halftime we have to find out a little more information. We'll keep you updated on that. What happened to Coach Guerrero's wing. As he walks out of the huddle, it looks like he's got him figured out, knows what he wants to call. Here comes Catoosa's offense. Number 5 leading the charge, Braxton Repslinger getting involved early. And this one could definitely use a big play from number 12 right now. Catoosa going with a bunch set to the top. 3 receivers. Looks like Hamilton, Repschlager, and Blendowski. And O'Neill gets pushed out of the pocket quick. Still on his feet, but Wagoner able to push him out of bounds. Looked like he might have been able to grab about 5 yards. Nope, going to be 4 yards. Going to be 4th and 11. So I assume Coach Guerrero is bringing the punt unit out onto the field.
Yeah, and it looks like as long as there's a good punt here, Wagoner's going to have to go much of the field to add to this lead here. Right over 6 minutes to go.
The way they've been moving it, 6 minutes feels like an eternity for this Bulldog offense. So we'll see what they're able to manage. Blendowski hits a low liner. Geez, that could have taken somebody's heads off, number 30. My goodness, we need some airtime. But I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it as he pushes Wagoner down to the 10.
Number 30, Michael Glenn.
So they like to call that a nice lucky punter's bounce. So he kicked that one about 5 feet off the ground and got it to roll to the 10-yard line. 90 yards to go for this Bulldog offense. They've managed to score 7 touchdowns already in this one. But no, scratch that, 6 touchdowns already in this one. See if they can make it 7 here before half.
And they are wanting to do just that when you can see 4 wide.
Number 2 still going, has 1 man to beat, and they couldn't get him out of bounds. But Devin Johnson runs down that Wagoner playmaker, and of course a penalty comes out at the end. What could that have been?
I mean, maybe
horse collar face mask?
Maybe horse collar.
Couldn't see a horse collar, but we didn't have the right angle to see a face mask. Doesn't matter. Going to be a huge swing. I mean, they got about 60 yards on that 5-yard hitch.
Oh, they pick up the flag. No flag on the play.
I think the refs starting to feel for Catoosa here as they pick that one up. And you see just an easy 5-yard out, but just so much empty space around the receiver. Makes the catch and turns around, and there's not someone within 5 yards of him. And, of course, this Wagoner offense has playmakers everywhere. Number 2, Decaden Ford, accelerates and goes for about a 60-yard pass and catch. Looks like that's going to be encroachment on Catoosa. And it goes from bad to worse as Wagoner gets a free 5 yards, pushes them near the Catoosa 25.
Yeah, and after that play, Wagner's definitely thinking, hey, we're going to build to this lead and see what they have here.
I would expect Coach Condit to basically try and take this one to halftime. I think he's thinking guaranteed points or we go for it on 4th, try and get it. But they're going to try and milk as much clock as they can. Try and leave Catoosa scoreless. It's number 16, Wiggles and Waggles for about 10 to 11 there, pushes the chains.
Brought down by number 70, Pernell Love to the Indian. Bulldogs got the ball first down and 10.
Charbonneau drops back. Ball is tipped at the line. Ends up falling to the turf. Going to be an incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 5:12 left here in the second quarter. Second and 10 here for the Bulldogs as they hand it back to number 16. Once again, saw daylight, but this time Catoosa crashes in on it. Only allows around 3.
Run number 15, Trent Edwards for the Bulldogs. Brought down by number 34, J.C. Richardson.
Does make this 3rd down. 3rd and 7 here. Wagner's gone for it all night on 4th, so I gotta think they're gonna try and do the same. They motion out the running back. Charbonneau drops back. It's a quick screen, and the receiver had plenty of open space but turned his head before he caught the ball. That allows it to bounce off his shoulder pads. Going to make this 4th and around 7. As we take a look at that one, yeah, you're going to see Charbonneau look to his left and then look back right, and was able to float it over that Catoosa defender.
I think he was thinking the DB was coming in on him.
Hot on his tail. Yeah.
Didn't know he had a blocker to get in his way.
Got to keep your head on the ball until you make the catch. Can't do anything until you have that ball in your hands. Number 99 comes on to kick this field goal, and he does it with plenty of room to spare. Number 99, Llewellyn Ballalong. Kicker / defensive end, 6'2", 215. Should be playing nose guard maybe. Instead, he's hitting bombs with his leg. So he hits about a 35-yarder. Casey with plenty of room to spare. I mean, my goodness, that almost went above the uprights.
Yeah, he had plenty to go there, and Wagoner extends their lead to 39 with right over 4 minutes to go in the half.
Tuning in on all three sides of the ball. Got a pick 6 for points. Plenty of offense for Wagoner. And of course, that special teams comes up with a big fumble in the first quarter and a nice field goal right there from Balalong.
Yeah, you got Scott took 0, Miami 28 in the second quarter. So that's Ulaga and Cushing still in the first quarter 0-0.
Yep, the War Dogs making a statement at their home turf in Miami. Still the second quarter. Ulaga Cushing would like to think it's past the first quarter, but still says 0-0. And Grove up 14-3 on Fort Gibson. So we're about to get back underway here. 4:33 left in the second. Wagoner pooches this one down. Takes a scary hop for Catoosa, but he's able to grab it as Tanner Casey and gets wrapped down. Catoosa gets the ball at about the 20 here to start things off late in the second.
Brought down by number 10, Haven Goodwin. Indians on the ball, first down and 10 to their own 21.
Not too many times do you see a Coach Guerrero team this out-physicaled, but Wagoner, I mean, only a 30-minute drive to get to Catoosa. And, I mean, they are showing it as they came prepared, locked in, and ready to go. 39-0 is the score. So here comes the Indian offense once again. Blendowski going to be that running back. Seth Charles and Tanner Casey in at receiver. 2 tight ends at the top of your screen. Nope, 1 tight end on each side of that line. They're just trying to give O'Neal as much time as they can. Tanner Casey with the nice 10-yard hitch. And then he goes. He's still going. He curled it back to the sideline, and he's able to run it all the way to the house. That's an Indian touchdown. Nice play from number 11.
Yeah, he was playing college football 25 there. Hit the spin and curled it out. And all season, when there's been something needed, you got these playmakers. They make plays. Tanner Casey, one of those, and does just that. We're going to see on the replay here. Number 2 just over-pursued. Thought it would be an easy one, and then it's just the speed. He just flat outran him.
Of course, a nice block there from number 8. Seth Charles opens the lane for number 11, and he runs it for about an 80-yard touchdown grab. Nice play to get this Indian team their first points of the ball game, as, of course, they also do the swinging gate for the PAT, but they do not go for 2. Instead, Blendowski goes to get another PAT under his name. That does look good, and it is good. They do get the 7 points, 39-7, 4:15 left in this one. We're going to take another quick break. You're listening here on Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. It's Kyle Sullivan. We'll be back with the action right after this.
The experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment and Claremore to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our website today.
And after a nice 80-yard touchdown grab from Tanner Casey, Catoosa is able to find the end zone, put their first 7 up on the board with 4:15 left in the second. Is 39-7. Bulldogs on top. Indians getting ready to kick off. Michael Blendowski, their Swiss Army knife, after making the PAT, looking to take a little bit of more damage out on the football with this kick. Instead, they do a little pooch, trying to surprise this Wagoner team. Almost did. That ball was still on the ground. Wagoner able to come up with it. Number 25, Javon Smith, the junior, able to pick that one up there for the Bulldogs. Tate got a great bounce to Michael Blendowski. That one almost bounced back between that Bulldog defender's legs. Instead, he's able to make the fingertip grab, keep the ball in Bulldog possession.
Yeah, you almost think something like that, you're sending your speed guys to just go get it. But didn't have quite enough air to to send a gunner on that.
Charbonneau still out there. I believe Tayshawn Williams there next to his quarterback. Tayshawn Williams looking like he exploded out of a cannon. Runs it for a quick 7 before he's brought down by Devin Johnson.
Yeah, the thing you notice most about Williams as he's gotten the handoff is his acceleration.
Yes.
I mean, if he does break through that second defense, I mean, he's gone. He's got that acceleration, and it's something.
Both him and number 16 both have that acceleration. I mean, both get upfield quick, trying to get every yard they can. As number 4 takes a shot, and number 26 is wide open. Going to be probably his easiest touchdown of the season. Charbonneau finding Anthony Coleman for the easy walk-in touchdown. But never mind, there's a piece of laundry down. This one might be coming back, or maybe it was after the whistle. Usually you don't see a guy's helmet off unless there was a little bit of a extracurricular activity. Oh, no, that's going to be hands to the face on Catoosa. So, of course, Wagner's going to decline that one, take the points. 45-7 here with 3:37 left here at Frank McNabb. Not something we've seen a lot of this season here for Catoosa, but a lot of miscommunications tonight. I mean, of course, in that Grove game, that's basically how we end up losing in the fourth. Miscommunications in that secondary. But, man, week 6, you expect some of this nasty stuff to be cleaned up.
Yeah, you do, and if you missed that on the replay, the offensive lineman, his helmet came off early in the play, so he was blocking our defenders without a helmet.
Tough guy right there. Big, tough guy. Doesn't matter if he has that head protection or not. He's protecting his QB1.
Absolutely. I think that's what the refs are saying is, hey, keep your helmet on.
Yeah. Strap that thing a little tighter, don't you, brother? So I believe that's Charbonneau's 3rd passing touchdown of the game. And a great day. Hasn't even made it to the second half yet. 3:37 left in this one. And I guess Zevelin Balalalong, the guy who made the field goal last possession, is more of that long-distance kicker as number 23 kicks the PAT. Rhett Butler, the sophomore kicker. I think Rhett Butler is also the kickoff guy, too. Does those, which I guess would kind of contradict what I just said. Not sure on that one. I guess good thing, the one thing you do know is Wagner has 2 pretty good legs.
2 good legs on the sidelines, and so just they play rock, paper, scissors, see who wants to go out.
Oh, he's more of a tic-tac-toe guy. And it looked like that illegal hands on that scoring play is going to get induced on the kickoff. So Wagner, who had to kick 5 yards back last kickoff, gets to kick it about 10 yards up this time. Instead of kicking it from the 40, they're going to get it at the Catoosa 45. So expect this one to go through the uprights yet again. This is Balalalong, who has the huge leg on him. Yeah, and I think you might be right. They might play rock, paper, scissors for it. I mean, they've switched up about 4 times tonight. I don't know who the kicker is here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think he may try to put it through the uprights here.
Oh, he will definitely put him through. Nope, the pooch kick special once again. Tanner Casey lets it go into the end zone, takes the touchback. As Michael Blendowski and this Indian offense come back out on the field.
Back in the end zone for a touchback. Indians run the ball first down and 10 at their own 20.
I think Wagner's going to keep that 50-point streak alive, put back-to-back 54-point outings. No, I believe it was 54 2 weeks ago, 55 last week. Got 46 here in the second quarter. I think they are definitely on pace here, folks.
Yeah, they may try to put 50 in the first half.
If I'm Coach Condon, I'm going for whatever record I have. If I have 82 points in the game, we're going for 83. That's all I know. Brogan O'Neill has 2 guys in the backfield with him, kind of a pistol setup, and he doesn't feel that pressure, and that ball might be out. And it is going to be out, and it's going to be another defensive-sided touchdown for Wagner. As Brogan O'Neill dropped back, didn't feel that pressure coming from his blind side, and got popped for it and paid the price. The Bulldogs were able to walk it into the end zone, pushing their lead even more. Boom, Kyle. And yeah, Charbonneau on the other side got lucky with a play like that. His arm was coming forward just a little bit.
Yep. Number 42, Gavin Miller, just kind of went untouched and on the backside of O'Neal, and it was a scoop and score for that Wagoner defense. Their second defensive touchdown of the game. They're
Pick
scoring
six
on
and a
always.
fumble recovery. They are doing it in every aspect of the game right now. Bilal along. Looked like he barely flicked his foot at that one and hits just an absolute rocket through the uprights. Makes it 53-7.
And the streak is alive.
The streak is alive. The record is at stake here. Coach Conant going for 90, maybe 100 here in Week 6. And Wagoner looking to move to 6-0. Going to fall to 3-0 in conference unless we see a big miracle here from the Indians. Of course, the Red River rivalry is this week, and thank the heavens above, Oklahoma State has a bye week this week, and I think we still might find a way to lose something, as it has been a struggle here for us Cowboys fans, but hopefully Gundy can right the ship as we go, I believe, to Iowa State next week.
Yeah, Iowa State's on a burner right now. And
only team undefeated in the Big 12, I think.
Right. Utah?
Utah lost last week.
Iowa State.
Isaac Wilson played a terrible game, but Cam Rising is back, and I don't know if you heard earlier, Utah playing Arizona State tonight. It's Tanner Casey doing a little too much dancing. Ended up getting popped for it. It's number 9, Bo McFarland, with the hit stick tackle on the kickoff.
Yeah, another one on Saturday. Florida, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee is how are they going to bounce back after loss last weekend?
They're losing to the Hogs, man. And Arkansas, man, I like that Taylon Green, the Boise State transfer. He's about 6'7", so you think he'd be playing shooting guard for the Hogs, joining old Calipari over there in Arkansas. But no, he's leading this Hog football team, and I think he's doing a great job of it.
He's doing a great job, and they could have very easily be undefeated.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. A couple close games here and there. I mean, Oklahoma State barely able to get a win back there in Week 3. Catoosa tried to hand the ball off to Blendowski, I believe, but he just had no room, no daylight whatsoever. So he loses about 2 or 3.
Yeah, Tennessee is a 15.5-point favorite and to the game in Knoxville on Saturday.
Tennessee coming off, that big loss to Arkansas. See how they bounce back. Josh Heupel, a guy who definitely knows how to right the ship wherever he's at, has a good record in the first half especially. Definitely able to get his teams off to a hot start more times than not. Score update for Friday college football as O'Neal hands that one to Blendowski, and once again met in the backfield. Going to be another tackle for loss. But Northwestern on top of Maryland 17-0. A little bit of a surprise there. Maryland had high expectations this year, but they are on 2nd and goal at the Northwestern 2. And then, of course, UNLV playing Utah State. And if anyone thought Utah State was going to win that one, you obviously haven't been watching college football, because I don't think they're going to score 10 points in that matchup.
No, and I think it's funny how the UNLV's backup is
Haj Malik Williams, man, stepping in for the Sluka, man.
Stepping in, and I'd say he's playing a little bit better.
So O'Neal looks deep and throws it to the wrong man. Repschlager was about 3 yards behind the corner, so the corner just ends up running underneath that one and getting probably the easiest interception he'll have all season. And Wagoner going to start at the 46-yard line, looking to try and put 60 up in the first half.
Yeah, it's been a near flawless game on the first half for Wagoner, and O'Neal's just trying to make something happen. He thinks he's got a step with his receiver, and number 3 for Madsen Swatson, he just runs that thing down like he's the receiver.
I think Wagoner at this point is just trying to save some face for the film room, if you know what I mean, as they start pulling out the playbooks with some dust on them. He's trying to mix it up here with this huge lead, and Charbonneau throws a Hail Mary And number 3, Madison Swanson, had a step but ended up stumbling on his own feet. So that one falls incomplete, and man, they wanted to get that one fast. And this might be a little bit of karma coming back Catoosa's way, as they put up some garbage time points last week. Even though they had a 2-possession lead, they ended up pushing it to a 39-17 victory, which, of course, in a tie in this conference, I mean, points forced is the thing they kind of make decisions off of, so the more points the merrier. It was just a little surprising to see that. Charbonneau tries to find number 10 on a quick screen outside, but 2 flags find their way onto the field. Got to think this one's coming back a little bit. Of course, Southern Sports Network can talk football, but we also talk other sports as well. Going to the MLB, Dodgers on top 1-0 on top of the Padres. Winner of that going to the pennant race, seeing who goes to the World Series.
That'd be 10 yards. Spot of the foul remains. Second down.
That does move the Bulldogs back a little bit. Going to lose a little bit of yardage. Go behind the chains. Going to be second and very long. Second about 21. Charbonneau drops back. Finds a guy in the middle of the field, but inaccurate. That one, first time we've really seen a ball just sail on number 4 tonight. That one about 3 yards too far to the right.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were just going to run another streak again. And looks like they were going to break it off right about the original line of scrimmage. And here we are, 3rd and 20. But they have playmakers. And they've shown that they're not afraid to run down the field. So I imagine this isn't going to just be a handoff.
So they do a quick screen out to number 42, and he just runs through about 3 tackles. And it was 3rd and 20. And the Catoosa defense gives up about 25. So they do move the chains, do the Bulldogs. So we get just under a minute 30.
And what a catch, too. It was a little out in front of him. And, man, great hands, pulls it in, and just runs right through.
By a guy who looks like more of a fullback tight end type guy, so I'm sure someone they don't really look at as just a pass catcher. Makes a big pass catch right there. It's number 4 tries to flare it out to number 16.
Yeah, on that catch it was Gavin Miller. He's 6 foot 205. He's a linebacker that can catch.
Miller making plays on both sides of the ball. Had a big tackle for loss on the defensive side last possession too. Charbonneau drops back. This time he finds his receiver as DeAndre Hamilton grabs his shoulder pad and starts dragging. It's number 26, Anthony Coleman, makes the nice 15 to 20 yard catch.
Yeah, and I definitely think with right over a minute left, Wagner's going, hey, we're going to score again.
Yeah, they want the 60 and they want it bad.
First down and 10 from the Indians. 21.
They motion out the running back again. This time Charbonneau looking deep, but didn't have anyone open. And about 3 Catoosa defenders find their way into the backfield and bring him down for the sack. It's going to be second and about 14, and that clock continues to tick. 45 seconds left till halftime. Charbonneau drops back, throws it to his running back out in the flat. He drops it. Should be incomplete. That's going to stop the clock with 26 seconds left. And I think we're about to see the Balala Long show. It is 3rd down and long here. Can't think that Wagner's going for it if they don't get this to at least 4th and 5. Looking back, tries to find his man in the middle of the field. Number 9, Bo McFarland was open. The ball was underthrown, and that makes it 4th down and around 15. 21.8 seconds left till halftime. And here comes the big leg himself, number 99, Zevelin Balalong. Coming on to kick around a 30-yarder, 35-yard field goal. bit of a low snap, and it's blocked. And in high school, I believe that's a dead ball. No, he's still going. So he gets brought down from behind. And I thought after a block kick they stopped the play, but instead the block kick and a nice return gives Catoosa a chance to maybe put some field goal or a field goal or maybe a touchdown on the board.
Yeah, it looked like it was Tanner Casey that came up with it, and he's such a fighter for this Catoosa Indian team. And
might be a little too late here in this one. Just 11 seconds. I don't believe Catoosa has any timeouts left. Yep, 0 timeouts left. So they're probably going to either take a shot and then try a Blendowski field goal, or just take a couple shots and try and put up 6.
Yeah, I feel like this Catoosa team, they're fighters. They're going to take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what coaches of Wagoner are telling them right now. Like, hey, don't let anything get behind you. There's still time on this half, and play as you have been.
We'll see how sneaky Coach Guerrero tries to get. I'm thinking shooting ladder time if I'm coach. You know, a quick 10-yard curl, have a guy run in front of him, a little pitch action, see what you can cook up here. Is O'Neal.
Yep.
And I think that's what they're doing.
That's what it is.
Called it, but read perfectly by Wagoner. And I don't know why the clock stopped. He stayed in bounds.
First down.
First down. That is why the clock stopped, folks. 6 seconds left in this one. 53-7. A dominant showing here by the Bulldogs here in this first half in Catoosa. As Brogan O'Neal takes the snap and spikes it. It's 1.9 seconds left. And they want the 6, and they want it bad, Kyle. As Seth Charles, Devin Johnson, and Brapston Repschlager make their way onto the field.
Spike the ball from the shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Afraid of that Wagoner pressure they've been getting so far in this one. So they're going to spread, go 5 wide here. 5 receivers, Brogan O'Neal by himself in the backfield. You see all the movement from the Wagoner defensive line. Shield Knight breaks through, pushes O'Neal out the pocket as he looks to the end zone.
Throws it out of bounds.
Throws it out of bounds, and that's going to take us to halftime, folks. 53-7 here in this one. Bulldogs coming out and making a statement here in the first half as Coach Guerrero and his Indians are getting throttled. But I expect Coach Guerrero to make a couple key points here at halftime, make a couple adjustments, and definitely come out and keep on fighting. So we're going to take a quick break, go to halftime. We'll be back with the action after this quick halftime break. This is Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. This is Kyle Sullivan. We'll be back right after this.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment and Clear More to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our website today.
A tradition of educational excellence, more than a century in the making, continues in Broken Arrow. Here, supportive faculty, in-demand undergraduate and graduate degrees, and affordable tuition make Northeastern State University your transfer destination. Finish what you started.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. I spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through through changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now.
In 1851, the Cherokee ignited the lamp of learning in the wilderness. For more than a century, this has been a gathering place where minds are developed and lifelong relationships are made, where dreams find direction. The lamp burns brightly still at Northeastern State University.
My name's Todd Harden, and I am Todd's Coffee. The reason I do this to begin with is because I really want people to experience coffee. What I'm doing and what other roasters are doing as well is, we're trying to figure out what the bean is trying to tell us. My goal and my customer really is, there's probably 2 out of 10 people that could taste the difference in one of my better roasts versus an average roast. If I can make those people happy, I'm making everybody happy. And so that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to roasting. You can just go to toddscoffee.com. You can get a whole bean, or I'll grind it for you. Either way, there'll be a drop down in there that you can order it that way. So order some coffee.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
The College of Business and Technology at Northeastern State University is where education meets industry. Our in-demand undergraduate and graduate programs have real-world focus with practical workforce applications. Choose from degrees in accounting, marketing, supply chain management, information systems, healthcare administration, data analytics, and more. Lead with experience from Northeastern State University.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty, with her wafers on in the summer sun. Her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long.
The College of Education at Northeastern State University prepares educators, mental health providers, and fitness or health professionals with undergraduate and graduate programs. Choose from degrees in elementary, secondary education, special education, health and human performance, psychology, and more. Be ready from day one at Northeastern State University.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment in Claremore to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our website today.
A tradition of educational excellence, more than a century in the making, continues in Broken Arrow. Here, supportive faculty, in-demand undergraduate and graduate degrees, and affordable tuition make Northeastern State University your transfer destination. Finish what you started.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now.
In 1851, the Cherokee ignited the lamp of learning in the wilderness. For more than a century, this has been a gathering place where minds are developed and lifelong relationships are made, where dreams find direction. The lamp burns brightly still at Northeastern State University.
My name's Todd Harden, and I am Todd's Coffee. The reason I do this to begin with is because I really want people to experience coffee. What I'm doing and what other roasters are doing as well is, we're trying to figure out what the bean is trying to tell us. My goal and my customer really is, there's probably 2 out of 10 people that could taste the difference in one of my better roasts versus an average roast. If I can make those people happy, I'm making everybody happy. And so that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to roasting. You can just go to toddscoffee.com. You can get a whole bean, or I'll grind it for you. Either way, there'll be a drop down in there that you can order it that way. So order some coffee.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
The College of Business and Technology at Northeastern State University is where education meets industry. Our in-demand undergraduate and graduate programs have real-world focus with practical workforce applications. Choose from degrees in accounting, marketing, supply chain management, information systems, healthcare administration, data analytics, and more. Lead with experience from Northeastern State University.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty, with her wafers on in the summer sun. Her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long.
The College of Education at Northeastern State University prepares educators, mental health providers, and fitness or health professionals with undergraduate and graduate programs. Choose from degrees in elementary, secondary education, special education, health and human performance, psychology, and more. Be ready from day one at Northeastern State University.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment in Claremore to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our website today.
A tradition of educational excellence, more than a century in the making, continues in Broken Arrow. Here, supportive faculty, in-demand undergraduate and graduate degrees, and affordable tuition make Northeastern State University your transfer destination. Finish what you started.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change this, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
In 1851, the Cherokee ignited the lamp of learning in the wilderness. For more than a century, this has been a gathering place where minds are developed and lifelong relationships are made, where dreams find direction. The lamp burns brightly still at Northeastern State University.
My name's Todd Harden, and I am Todd's Coffee. The reason I do this to begin with is because I really want people to experience coffee. What I'm doing and what other roasters are doing as well is, we're trying to figure out what the bean is trying to tell us. My goal and my customer really is, there's probably 2 out of 10 people that could taste the difference in one of my better roasts versus an average roast. If I can make those people happy, I'm making everybody happy. And so that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to roasting. You can just go to toddscoffee.com. You can get a whole bean, or I'll grind it for you. Either way, there'll be a drop down in there that you can order it that way. So order some coffee.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
The College of Business and Technology at Northeastern State University is where education meets industry. Our in-demand undergraduate and graduate programs have real-world focus with practical workforce applications. Choose from degrees in accounting, marketing, supply chain management, information systems, healthcare administration, data analytics, and more. Lead with experience from Northeastern State University.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American. American view. With her wafers on in the summer sun, her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long.
The College of Education at Northeastern State University prepares educators, mental health providers, and fitness or health professionals with undergraduate and graduate programs. Choose from degrees in elementary, secondary education, special education, health and human performance, psychology, and more. Be ready from day one at Northeastern State University.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. 0% financing for 48 months. Visit TNG Power Equipment and Claremore to see the full line of Ferris mowers. Call 918-923-6712 or visit our website today.
A tradition of educational excellence, more than a century in the making, continues in Broken Arrow. Here, supportive faculty, in-demand undergraduate and graduate degrees, and affordable tuition make Northeastern State University your transfer destination. Finish what you started.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now.
In 1851, the Cherokee ignited the lamp of learning in the wilderness. For more than a century, this has been a gathering place where minds are developed and lifelong relationships are made, where dreams find direction. The lamp burns brightly still at Northeastern State University.
My name's Todd Harden, and I am Todd's Coffee. The reason I do this to begin with is because I really want people to experience coffee. What I'm doing and what other roasters are doing as well is, we're trying to figure out what the bean is trying to tell us. My goal and my customer really is, there's probably 2 out of 10 people that could taste the difference in one of my better roasts versus an average roast. If I can make those people happy, I'm making everybody happy. And so that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to roasting. You can just go to toddscoffee.com. You can get a whole bean, or I'll grind it for you. Either way, there'll be a drop down in there that you can order it that way. So order some coffee.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones.
The College of Business and Technology at Northeastern State University is where education meets industry. Our in-demand undergraduate and graduate programs have real-world focus with practical workforce applications. Choose from degrees in accounting, marketing, supply chain management, information systems, healthcare administration, data analytics, and more. Lead with experience from Northeastern State University.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty, with her wafers on in the summer sun. Her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long.
The College of Education at Northeastern State University prepares educators, mental health providers, and fitness or health professionals with undergraduate and graduate programs.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and Wagoner has been putting a beating on the Indians so far in the first half. It is 53-7, an absolute blowout. We can't really expect the Indians to get back into this one, but Kyle, what do the Indians need to do in this second half just to keep their confidence alive and be able to keep their heads up a little bit?
Yeah, again, this Catoosa team has fought all season. Wins, losses, behind, ahead, they're fighters. And so being able in the second half to put some good stuff on film, the season is far from over. And so want to be able to build some confidence, get some of the plays that you might have missed in the first half, get some more consistency in quarterback play, and, man, put some good stuff on film that you could work from.
Exactly. I agree with all of that. And then lastly, I think I got to add, just fix some of those mistakes. I mean, half of the touchdowns Wagoner got in that first half were based off of some miscommunication somewhere in the field. So hopefully Coach Guerrero was able to make some of those adjustments. But we are about to get underway here in the second half. Halftime is over. Wagoner is about to kick off. You're listening here on Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. This is Kyle Sullivan. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Pooch kicking in. Tanner Casey drops the initial grab. He's able to make his way to the outside. Got a good kick return last time off this same exact route. But this time, the running back / special teams player, Trenton Edwards, able to make the tackle, bring the Indian runner out at the 25. And since it is a huge lead, it should be a running clock here in the second half. So this one should go pretty quick, because I don't think they informed the clock lady, as the clock has already stopped. So we will see about that one. It should be, from what I understand, though, a 45-point lead does initiate a running clock. So we will see about that one. Indians, nevertheless, getting underway here, starting with the ball here in the second half. They were able to put up a nice touchdown with the Tanner Casey 80-yard touchdown catch. So definitely have the playmakers, but just can they get the ball to him? His first pass is thrown low and incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10. And it goes split back here is the Indian offense. It looks like Blendowski and Jace Richardson next to QB1, Brogan O'Neill. As O'Neill tries to keep it on the QB option, but number 9 and number 32 for the Bulldogs able to get in the backfield. Bo McFarland and Bryce Steele working together to make the tackle.
Yeah, they got right through the line, and wasn't much that O'Neill could do on what looked like a design quarterback run.
Once again, Indians behind the chains. Haven't been able to get really any sort of offense going besides that 80-yard touchdown grab by Tanner Casey. And 3rd and 12 is not a good start to have in the second half. Down 46. O'Neal steps up in the pocket, gets grabbed, and I thought that might have been a face mask. But I guess he was able to get a hold of that shoulder pad area. And instead, it's going to be a 5-yard loss, 4th and 18. So here comes the punting unit out for the Indians.
Yeah, that was number 12, Alex Shieldknight, who is the OU commit. And so, man, he just got back there and got to the quarterback quick.
Big boy, number 12, Alex Shieldknight, OU commit, making a big play for his Wagoner Bulldogs. Blendowski right in front of his own end zone, ready to punt this one away. Bulldogs don't rush really anyone on that. Plenty of time for Michael. His number 2 split the first 2 defenders, and then Decadent Ford was brought down right in front of that 40. Going to be on the 39, 38-yard line in Catoosa territory.
Brought down for number 34, J.C. Richardson for the Indians. Bulldogs on the ball, first down at 10 for the Indians, 38.
A little bit surprised at this. Wagoner keeping the starters in this one. Figured they'd bring in the backup for Charbonneau and at least their main receivers and running back. But it looks like all the starters are coming back out here as they do hand it to number 16, Trenton Edwards, senior, who's basically been running at will all night.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys for Wagoner that just got great acceleration, but Catoosa defense got in the hole and plugged it up for a short gain.
Charbonneau going to drop back. There's plenty of time in the pocket. Ends up having to work his way out. Ends up holding off an Indian defender with one arm and throwing it out of bounds with the other, doing his best Lamar Jackson impersonation from that Bengals game last week.
To be able to hold off and not give up the sack and get it thrown out of bounds there.
And that's when being 215 pounds definitely helps you out a little bit, as he was able to keep that separation, not lose any yardage. Still going to be 3rd and 8 here. So far for this Bulldog team, 3rd and 8 has been basically a 4th and 3, or a 3rd and 3, as did a little bit of Catoosa's medicine right there, and a little miscommunication leaves that ball falling to nobody. About 30 yards down the field. Now it's going to be 4th and 8.
4th and 8, and the offense is staying on the field and
giving their punter a rest today. Didn't see him at all in the first half. I don't think we'll plan on seeing him here in the second. Once again, Indians bring the pressure. Charbonneau tries to get it out quick to his running back. Had plenty of room. It ends up underthrowing him, and that's going to be a turnover on down. Second one for this Indian defense. Good start here for the Indian D in the second half. O'Neal coming back onto the field. Looks like Blendowski and Seth Charles are going to join him with the receiving corps. Tanner Casey going to be alongside him. Wagoner brings the blitz, and O'Neal's able to get it out to Jace Richardson, but number 4, Charbonneau, I guess QB1, in the middle linebacker here, ends up making the tackle, doing it on both sides of the ball.
That's why he was able to hold that separation to throw it out of bounds on the last offensive sequence there. You don't see that combination very often.
Not too often. Number 4 obviously has that Wagoner mentality, tough, gritty, always looking to make a play. Wagner's been doing a lot of that for about 15 years now. So they are 5-0, looking to make it 6-0 this week. So they got a 53-7 lead over Catoosa. Once again, another nice tackle in the backfield for Wagoner in this running game, which we talked about early on, stating that Catoosa really had to initiate that run game and really get it going to open up everything else. And so far, it has basically been non-existent. Had definitely a big 80-yard touchdown pass and could have had another one that ended up falling through Tanner Casey's arm. So Tanner Casey could have 2 touchdowns on the day. Instead has 1 as his team is down big here in the third with just above 8 minutes left. O'Neal looking to find him in the middle of the field, fit it into a tight spot. But Bryce Steele, number 32, was right there. And if that ball would have been on target, that probably would have been another pick 6, Kyle.
Yeah, it would have. And, man, it's just tough when you get behind quick and you got to go one-dimensional. The defense knows you're going to throw the ball. You know you're going to throw the ball. It just it makes it really tough to do anything, especially when the run game hadn't been able to get going as it has.
That one's almost blocked. Wendowski just barely able to get that one over the defender. So it takes a friendly bounce and gets down at the 31. Wagner's got 70 yards to go if they want to add another touchdown to this one. Put 60 points up in this game. 7:48 left. See if the Indians can come up with another big stop here in the third. Logan Hargrove, usually the outside cornerback for the Indians, playing that slot nickel corner position. Charbonneau, inaccurate with that one. Tries to find number 2, Decadent Ford with the quick 5-yard hitch. There's about 3 yards too far to his left. Falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. Charbonneau going to drop back once again. He ends up finding Decadent Ford again. He was just in the flat. It looked like they were trying to do some sort of screen type play, but it never really developed.
And Boomer Lovins on the tackle read that perfectly. As you'll see here, he comes out into the flats. He goes to check in. He sees the guy coming out, and just crashes on the route there. Makes a tackle. Great tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Makes it 3rd and 15 here. Wagner's got a long way to go. Charbonneau wasn't able to get any power behind that one. Stepped right into an Indian defender who had gotten pushed onto the ground. And that killed all the momentum on that one. Going to keep it at 4th and 14. This might be the first time the Wagners have punted today.
Yeah, it's interesting coming out of the half. They're not looking like they did in the first half, and so got some miscommunication, which was not happening in the first half, and this Catoosa defense is showing some life.
Long comes on to punt. Slow snap, but he gets it. Fires one up into the air. Not a bad punt at all. Plenty of airtime. Gets a friendly bounce. Ends up past the Catoosa 35. Ends up stopping at the 33-yard line. 6:42 left in this one. 53-7. Bulldogs on top. This is Southern Sports Network. Be back with some more action right after this.
Southern Football Friday Night is brought to you in part by Hidden Gem Self-Storage and Parking. Located at 950 North 157th Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Check them out online at hiddengemselfstorage.org or call them at 918-760-7790.
Make fall all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience.
O'Neal takes the snap as we're back here in Catoosa, Oklahoma. 6:30 left in the third. Once again, nothing on the ground here for this Indian offense. Wendowski is that's Devin Johnson, barely able to scamper his way to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. O'Neal rolls out to his right, gets rid of it quick to Braxton Repschlager. He ends up managing around 3 to 4 yards right there. Nice, quick, short pass. It'll make it third and around 6. Little score update. Sky took 0. They are at Miami. Miami has 48 points. It was a low scoring affair last time we checked, but since Miami's dropped a hammer of 48 points. So they take a 48-0 lead at Miami. Ooh, we got Cushing. Cushing on top 24-0. Zoniel drops back, looks for the deep one. Repslager fighting off number 3 the whole time, unable to bring that one in. And Grove Fort Gibson, a close one here. As Grove traveled to Fort Gibson, is 21-13. Grove on top in the third quarter. Rogan O'Neill tried to take a chance on that third down, but underthrew his receiver a little bit, and the receiver was blanketed by the defender pretty well anyway. So I don't know if they would have been able to make that connection. But nevertheless, Wendowski in the punt unit comes out. They try and give their defense a chance once again. Probably the best punt of the day for Wendowski as he gets nice airtime and gets a friendly bounce. Pushes the Bulldogs back to the 35.
Let's see if this Wagoner offense can get something rolling in the second half, coming out kind of flat and not detrimental to them with the lead like they have. But you know, the coaching staff there can't be happy with the lack of production.
Definitely not as sharp as they were in that first half. A couple miscommunications, a couple bad throws from Charbonneau. But with that being said, Charbonneau is out. Stylen McHenry, number 1, is in. The 6'4" junior. Say QB read and have him run out to the left. His long legs running like a gazelle. Gazelles his way for about 8 yards. Makes it 2nd and 2.
Ran out of bounds after a gain of 8. Means that 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs at their own 43.
Looks like most of the starters have come out for this Wagoner offense. Don't see number 12. Don't see number 26. Tayshawn Williams is a guy who's played in the first half. Had a couple big plays in the first half. He sticks in the ball game as he runs it to move the chains. It's the first down and a couple more.
Tayshawn Williams. Brought down at the end of 49 by number 10, Braxton Green.
Just about to be at that 4:30 mark. Almost to the fourth quarter here. 53-7. Bulldogs still on top. Stylen McHenry motions a guy, finds his receiver out with the quick 5 to 10 yard hitch. Completes it, gets about 9. Going to be 2nd and 1 as they get to the Catoosa 41.
A good tackle by J.C. Richardson there, and you're starting to see the defense, hands on the hips. They've been out on the field a ton, and man, it's starting to wear on them now.
Yep, definitely. Winning in the trenches is Wagoner. Win on the outside, inside. Just been a dominant football showing. But we've come to kind of know that with Coach Dale Condit. So I just got word this will be his final year, I believe, with Wagoner. As right now, after he gets this win tonight, he will be with a record of 271 wins and 61 losses as the Oklahoma High School Sports Hall of Famer goes in to try and get his 7th title in 4A as he has 6 to his name. Back-to-back, I believe, in 2011 and 2012. And lost to Blanchard, I believe, last year for his 7th, 19-14 in the championship game. So plenty of talent, but not much time as Coach Dale Condit, with his historied and storied career, makes one final run at that 4A state championship. Stylen McHenry drops back, finds a running back in the flat, makes a couple moves, stays in bounds. Good move by Tayshawn Williams, number 21, letting that clock continue to tick away.
Seth Charles on the tackle there, and yeah, good smart play to stay in bounds, keep the clock running, and yeah, got a little bit of a last dance for the Wagoner coach there.
Top 10 in wins all time. If you know Oklahoma sports, you've definitely heard the name Coach Condit. Just looking at the coaching staff, equipment managers, student managers. There's a Condit on every single line. So he has definitely built Wagoner football in his own name. There's a couple of his family members still in the program, and I'm sure they'll be there after he leaves. Styling McHenry keeps it once again, gets the outside. Able to wiggle his way for about 5. Going to make this 3rd and 5.
Brought down to number 33, Devin Johnson to the Indians.
Scratch that 2nd and 5. Styling changing the formation around, sees an opening, sees something he likes. He motions the receiver across and keeps it once again. He gets outside and ends up getting pushed out of bounds. That's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss. So it goes from 2nd and 5 to back to 3rd and 10. We'll see if they bring Balalalong back out onto the field. They are going to keep the offense out on the field. They are going to go for it one more time. Just about to be at the minute mark. About to be in the 4th quarter. See what Styling can do. Coaches have tried to keep it in his hands so far since he's been in the game. A lot of QB reads. Drops back. Catoosa brings the house. He gets popped. Does Styling and almost makes the completion. And almost gets intercepted as DeAndre Hamilton was right there. Put a hand on it. It was a little too high for him to bring down. So we take another look at that one. Kyle, this was a basically jailbreak right here. Everyone was coming.
Yeah, it was incredible there. And, again, Catoosa forcing a turnover on downs.
Whew, popped right in the hip. Good tackle there from that Indian defender. Like you just saw, DeAndre Hamilton almost brings that one down just a little bit out of his reach. Able to put a hand on it to get that pass breakup, though.
Yeah, he was looking for number 13, Elijah Love, and I think the hit made him put a little more on it than he wanted to.
No doubt about it. Definitely felt that pressure up in his face. Wasn't able to finish that throw as we have 51 seconds left. O'Neal takes the snap, hands it to, I believe, Devin Johnson, who stays on his feet, keeps on powering. Powers his way for about 3.
Yeah, again, this is what I've said about the Catoosa Indians, man. They are fighters. They the playmakers. They want the ball in their hands. They want to try to make a play, and it's pretty incredible the fight that this team has.
Coach Guerrero's been instilling that in them since summer camp. So definitely one thing this team doesn't lack is heart in that grittiness. Might not show on the scoreboard. The Indians came here to play. They came to play to the final whistle as that hole was huge, and Devin Johnson splits them. Might be able to take it all the way. He's brought down by number 13, Elijah Love, at the Bulldog 20. Nice run from number 33 right there.
And you'll see it's a slower handoff, goes right up the middle, and man, he makes the best of it. Got the pulling guards make the hole happen, and man, again, great pursuit from Elijah Love. He's the one that got blocked to bust the hole open, and he's the one that made a tackle. And he trying to chop that ball out, almost got it, but made the tackle instead. And just great fight from number 13 for Wagoner Bulldogs.
Number 33, Devin Johnson, taking his team to the Bulldog 20. And that'll also take us to the 4th quarter. It is 53-7, Bulldogs on top. We'll be back with more Frank McNabb Field football right after this. Devin Johnson still in the game. They're going to give it to him, run the exact same play. Once again, gets a good amount of yards. It's about 5 or 6 on that one. Going to be 2nd and 5 as they push past the Bulldog 20.
The 2nd down and 5 for the Indians at the Bulldog 18.
Going to give it to Devin Johnson once again. This time gets a little bit fewer yards than he did on the last run, only about 4. Still going to make it 3rd and very short here. Something the Indians have not done a lot of today, 3rd and manageable situations.
Yeah, I don't see him going away from the running back there and, feed the hot hand.
Devin Johnson, a sophomore on this Catoosa team. Going to be seeing a little bit more of him this season. He's a guy who you can see the potential when he plays on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. They're going to hand it to him one more time, and this time he just gets absolutely wrapped up in the backfield. Didn't even get a chance to get going as he is able to scamper back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Brought down by number 13, Elijah Love. The 4th down and 2 for the Indians at the Bulldog 15.
Jace Richardson, Devin Johnson, going to be the 2 running backs besides Brogan O'Neal, number 5, in the backfield. As they drop back with Brogan O'Neal, get it out to Tanner Casey quick, but throws it too low for the receiver, and he has to go down to get it, which brings both his knees down and marks him down, which means turnover on downs here for the Indians. Bulldogs going to get the ball back with 10:02 left here in the 4th. Bulldogs going to start this one from their own 14. Boomer Lovin stays in the game, but we see a couple new faces there on that defensive O-line, or defensive line for the Indians. Corian Coleman, number 4, going to get in the game. Stylen McHenry runs it for about 3. And also the new face we got, number 47, I believe. That is Coda Hancock, the freshman, getting a little PT late here in the 4th. I know we've talked about Coach Condit a lot, and for good reason. I said he was 271 and 61 if he gets the win tonight. I also need to add, just because this is a crazy stat, folks, he is 118 and 9 at home. So, of course, he's in Catoosa today, but man, playing Wagoner in Wagoner is not easy and hasn't been for about 15 years now. As the Bulldogs look like he got grabbed about 5-10 yards ago and just kept on pushing. Got the first down and more.
Yeah, that's number 29, Blake Smith, and man, he just kept driving.
And that's a lot of the reason Coach Condon has had a team like this, because it seems every year Wagoner has guys like that who get hit with a couple of the defenders' pads and just keeps powering through and gets an extra 2 or 3. Gives his team the best chance to win every game. Styling play action, getting it out to the outside. And a couple jukes left, a couple jukes right, and that receiver wiggles his way for about 6 or 7 and then steps out of bounds. As we talked about a running clock there in the 3rd, we do have a running clock now. I have not seen that baby stop, as we are just at the 8-minute mark. It's 53 as 60 total points were scored in the first half, and not a single point has been scored here in the second half. A tale of 2 halves in this one, but one thing is certain, Wagoner has won both halves, no doubt. Handed off again, and he gets popped, stays on his feet though. That's number 29, running through a couple big tackles, Blake Smith, the sophomore.
Yeah, and he's 5'9", 165, and Man, he just loves. I mean, that's something right there.
That is number 29, running back / center there for this Bulldog team. Does a little bit of everything. My goodness. Might as well just put fullback there, Coach. Come on now. But what would I know? I mean, 270 wins. I mean, he probably knows what he's doing, does Coach Condit?
He said, "You're going to be center." Yes, sir.
Said, I know a running back when I see one. Styling, I think that was the wrong play, and the ball comes out. Let's see if he was down. I believe they're going to give this to Catoosa. Yes, they are. First turnover of the game for this Bulldog offense. Maybe a little too late here in this one, but still the Indians love to see that turnover right there. Yeah, just a nice hit from, I believe that was DeCorion Coleman.
Yeah, great. Put the hat on the ball, and it popped out.
Which is something I think a lot of high school coaches miss out on the defensive side, is teaching these guys how to rip. I mean, that's something you see every play in the NFL and college. You see guys, I mean, of course you don't want to have players just throwing punches in the pile, you know, but I mean, they're trying to punch that ball out.
Absolutely.
And that's something you kind of don't see here in high school, which is understandable, but I think it's something we definitely need to try and reiterate.
Yeah, I mean, we would have drills like that being a defensive player. I mean, you're punching, you're clawing, again, different game, different game today, and you know, probably more technical.
Exactly. Probably get a flag for doing that nowadays. It's Brogan O'Neill, miscommunication there. No one there to take the ball on the handoff. Number 5 ends up wrapped up by 4 white jerseys. 2nd and 13 with 6:45 left in the ball game. Next week, Catoosa going to Oologah. 2 back-to-back tough games. Oologah got whooped by Wagoner last week, so they'll be looking to get back on track here next week. But should be a tough game. Oologah came to our house last year and ended up playing a pretty tough battle. I think it ended up being 31-17. And so Catoosa will look to bounce back and get back in the win column after this tough loss here to Wagoner. Tough hit right there by the Wagoner Bulldog, too. Met Devin Johnson right in the hole.
Right in the hole.
Oh! Laid the wood. Perfect tackling for him right there. Lowered the shoulder, shifted that head a little bit to the side, and just drove right through the tackle.
Yeah, that is. I don't think they do it anymore. That's straight up an Oklahoma drill.
Which, shoot, we did when I was in high school. But, yeah, nowadays you get expelled or fired for doing something like that. Some mom come in and say, "Don't hurt my baby." Gretchen Repslager had a step on his man, but underthrown. You could technically say it was a back shoulder throw. We could have brought it in, was number 12, but ends up falling to the turf. You see Brogan O'Neill kind of peeking that way, sees the one-on-one, says, "I'm going to take a shot to my 6'2" receiver." 1, 2, 3, takes his drop back, releases the hammer. And just a little underthrown, but I'm sure number 12 will tell you should have caught that one. Hit him in the hands. I'm sure he wants that one back. Blendowski set for his about 8th or 9th punt of the night. Being called on a lot here this beautiful Friday night. Catoosa able to wrap up special teams return man.
Number 22, Zion Corey, and I don't know if I would have wanted him to catch that.
No. Another score check here. Sky took 0, Miami 48 still in the 4th quarter. Got to think that one's ticking down to the end. Probably going to say that one ends 48-0. Cushing putting a little bit more points on the board. It was 24-0 last time we checked. 37-0 in Cushing, 3rd quarter still. And then the Riv Runners taking off on Fort Gibson, 35-13 in the 4th quarter at Fort Gibson. Bulldogs able to scamper their way for about 6. Going to be 2nd and 4 here as they look to run away the rest of this clock. Just under 5 minutes here in the 4th. After this blowout victory for the Bulldogs.
Brought down by number 33, Devin Johnson. They'll bring it second down and 3.
Once again, folks, if you're looking for a new sports podcast, don't be afraid to check out Straight Off the Bench, hosted by yours truly, myself, Carter Randolph, and a good buddy of mine, Lake Lyle. Got the best mustache in the business. So if you're looking for a nice, fun, hour-long sports talk, check out Straight Off the Bench, located on Spotify. Just dropped episode 44 this Wednesday. Go check it out, folks, as we're back to the action. 4:15 left in this one. Bulldogs were able to scamper for a first down at the 43-yard line, at the Bulldog 43-yard line. Stylen hands it off. Number 24, or number 34, who was running like a madman right there, Garen Arnold, the junior, who also says he is an offensive lineman. So I think Coach Condon just pulling guy off the sideline saying, you're running the ball right here, son.
Yeah, absolutely. They're these are the players that always want to carry the rock in practice, and he said, hey, your number's up.
Time to shine. Yes, sir. Gavin going to stay in the backfield. Garen going to stay in the backfield next to Stylen McHenry. This time it's blown up. And, oh my gosh, Stylen was wrapped up by the defender in the backfield, but the defender thought he handed it off, so he let go.
Yeah, number 1, McHenry, he looks like he pulled it away from him and got another Wagoner first down. Let's see what happened here. He sees it, goes to take it, and about had him too.
That was Tanner Tyler, the sophomore, number 16, who ended up missing that tackle. I'm sure he's going to have a little giggle when he watches that one on film. Elijah Love getting the ball on the outside, trying to make a couple moves. Ends up pushing upfield for about 5. Been a tough battle here for Coach Guerrero tonight, but definitely a couple things you can build off of. The Tanner Casey 80-yard run. Michael Blendowski still kicking it well, still running it hard. But the one thing we need to see is just Brogan O'Neal in this offense really try and spread it out the love and really try and get some positive yards early on in the downs, those first and second down opportunities. Number 22 trying to get to the outside. Zion Corey getting tackled for about 4.
Brought down by number 8, Seth Charles. Then bring a third down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
I imagine you're probably going to have a quarterback run here with only needing about 1.5 for the first down.
Nope, they do throw it. Get it back outside to Elijah Love, and he is able to round the corner, and he's going to take it to the house. And the Bulldogs do get to 59 points. They're a PAT away from the 60 bomb. Minute 33 left in this one, and this absolute blowout. I think they did not do the swinging gate on this one. They're just going to let the man kick it, and I believe we're getting another kicker here for Wagoner. It's not number 23. It's not number 99. Who could it be?
Number 11.
Seth Renner, the junior, kicking a PAT. As he hits the upright, it bounces back into play. And I think that one might have been on the holder. It looked like that ball was slanted almost like a parallel to the ground. So I don't think he really had a shot at that one, as you see it clank against that upright, fall right back to the turf.
It's going to be good to watch on film. That's what that is. And, you're playing a lot of players here that maybe didn't expect to get on the field in a game like this. And then, you always got to be ready, and this is going to be great film as they continue their run throughout the season.
Yep, definitely some good learning curves on this one. Definitely some plays to build confidence if you're Wagoner. A lot of big plays here in this one, but nevertheless unable to get that 60 bomb. So it will be 59-7 as both Wagoner coaches that were right beside us in the booth right next to us have decided it's time to go. We're going to go get on the bus and wait our turn, as the offensive play callers have had a heck of a night. calling quality play after quality play. Of course, the Wagoner faithful start to file out of this one. This one's over. They lasted longer than I thought. Those stands I figured on the Wagoner sideline would be empty. I mean, this was a blowout. No reason to stay. Bulldogs getting the victory, but the support is true for the black and red. Or the white and red, I should say. So return man for Catoosa still on his feet. Breaks some more tackles. And ends up getting brought down at the 45. And this should be the last offensive possession of the game for either team, as there is a minute 25 left in this one. 59-7. Bulldogs going to take this one. And that'll push the Bulldogs to 6-0. Catoosa is going to fall to 3-3. Wagoner going 3-0 in conference. Catoosa going to fall to 1-2 in conference. And another tough matchup next week for Catoosa. They go to Oologah, who I believe has beat Catoosa 4 years in a row. Catoosa looking to snap that streak next week. Then the week after that, we have 2 back-to-back Thursday night games. As the ball's on the ground, Catoosa yet another mistake. Wagoner going to take this one over. There's a minute 15 less in this one. The clock continues to tick. Let's take another look at that one. DeCorian Coleman getting the chance at running back and gets popped by 2 white jerseys.
Elijah Love falls on it, and Wagner's back out on the field, and I kind of think they're going to go.
I literally think they're about to do play action Hail Mary right here. Try and get the big 60 mark. Clock is continuing to tick away. We're at the 45-minute mark, and it's getting lower. And nope, I guess teams just like to spike and kneel out of the shotgun nowadays. You know, no under center stuff. A lot of air raid, but nevertheless, Wagoner was able to do it on both the ground and through the air in this one. Basically did whatever they wanted at will, Kyle, but Catoosa has to move on. Can't linger on this loss too long because we got Oologah next week, and they're going to be almost just as tough.
Yeah, and this is a game that you have to get your team. Hey, forget about this when you leave the stadium tonight. We'll watch film, we'll get better, and let it be behind you. There's a lot of seasons still left, and a lot of games to be played.
Like you said, plenty of games left to be played, plenty of victories left to be taken. If this Catoosa team can stay on track, stay with the game plan, and continue to fight and claw, as Wagoner takes this one 59-7, dominated from basically the first whistle, did Coach Condon and the Wagoner Bulldogs. Catoosa got a lot to work on, but let's see if Coach Guerrero can get his team right before the Oologah Tigers next week. This is Southern Sports Network. I'm Carter Randolph. This is Kyle Sullivan. We appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday with more Oklahoma high school football. Thanks for joining us.